I'm back and I'm looking at the bushfire offence. I mentioned in the last part that very few people are charged with the bushfire offence. Police need evidence to charge a person. Creating a bushfire mostly creates mayhem. This can make detection hard. Spotting the offender or finding the evidence in the evacuation, the firefighting effort and the crowd of bystanders is hard. Getting direct evidence, like a video of the person lighting the fire, is challenging. A lot of cases depend on circumstantial evidence. For example, a person might not be seen lighting the fire but was nearby and has a lighter, but this comes with risk. Remember, the prosecution must prove the elements of the offence beyond reasonable doubt. In addition, looking at the criminology for assistance in understanding why is also limited. Australia's National Centre for Research in Bushfire and Arson has done heaps of work in this area. There's heaps of published material if you're interested. They identify the different types of people who commit these offences and their motives. There's also actually heaps of other researchers. Also, just jump on the web and you'll find the information. There is the New South Wales Bureau of Crime Statistics and Research. There's heaps of data on crimes, offenders and sentencing. I found the bushfire offence was actually grouped with the other arson offences. I requested the data to be separated, which they did for free and were very helpful. The data over the past 5 years generally shows there are about 6 to 50 charges per year, but it's very variable. They break it down to what's ended up being proven or not proven or withdrawn. The data shows that the majority of offenders got some sort of type of community sentence, which is serving time in the community, and a couple got prison, generally a couple of years. I haven't found a case, using the papers as my source, in New South Wales where someone got the maximum 21 years imprisonment. The longest prison sentence I found was actually in Victoria. This case is actually considered a mass killing in Victoria. It's from Churchill in Victoria from 2009. The defendant, who was in their 40s, was charged with 10 counts of arson causing death. So that's the deaths of 10 people. The maximum sentence in Victoria is 25 years imprisonment. The case dependent on circumstantial evidence. There's a lot of material on this case. There's a TV documentary. The person was found guilty and was sentenced in 2012 to 17 years and 9 months jail. And the person's actually eligible for parole this year in 2023. Eligible, I don't know if it was actually granted. In New South Wales, using newspaper stories, I generally found there were about 5 to 10 cases a year. Defendants are usually young, like 18 or in their early 20s, or in their 40s generally. Some got prison, about 3 or 4 years. Most get a community correction order or an intensive correction order for 1 to 3 years. That's serving time in the community. I noticed legal proceedings generally took about 1.5 to 2.5 years, regardless of if the defendant pleads guilty or not guilty. By the way, child offenders are excluded from this series. Details on any cases involving children are suppressed. They're not published and they're heard in a closed court. So the cases in this series are people over the age of 18. So let's start following current cases.